procurement. She's busy, is not expecting your call. Your outcome is to clearly explain what you do and book a meeting. So this is the way it presents. I'm going to mess up some things as well, just so you can see the scorecard afterwards. So here we go. And also be aware, there's like a 2 to 3 second delay. Now, in regular conversation, that seems like a long time. I think with the platform that we're using here, it's not very long at all, because Clara is going to listen to what you say, take that on board, and then formulate a response. So there will be a bit of a gap between what I say, what Clara says, but quite frankly, trust me, when you're actually doing the role plays for real, you're actually really pleased about that gap. So here we go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Clara. It's Marilyn Devonish here. Do you have a couple of minutes for a quick chat?
Marilyn, before we go further, I need to ask, where did you get my number?
I got your number from a colleague who was saying that the service I'm offering with regards to cold call sales training is something that your organisation is looking for, so they advised me to give you a call.
I see. Honestly, we're pretty swamped with other priorities at the moment. This isn't at the top of our list right now.
In terms of the priorities that you're swamped with, because I suspect it is something I'll be able to help you with, can you give me an idea of what those priorities are?
Right now, we're focused on streamlining supplier relationships and managing contract renewals. That's taking up most of our bandwidth.
And in terms of managing contract renewals, and that does sound like a lot, so I appreciate you're really busy. With regards to managing contract renewals, does that involve speaking to some of your contractors?
Yes, it does. We're constantly in touch with vendors and partners for negotiations and updates.
And that is absolutely perfect, because that is what this system does. And it allows your team and your staff to practice those conversations in a safe environment, so that when they are in front of your customers and clients, they are clear and they're working towards the outcome of getting that contract renewed. Does that sound like something that would be of interest?
It's an interesting approach, but as I mentioned earlier, we're not looking into anything new this quarter. Timing really isn't right.
So when would be a good time to touch base with you so that I can schedule something in the meeting? Are we talking about a couple of weeks, perhaps, that we schedule a date in the diary?
Probably better if you call me back in 6 months. We won't make any decisions until then.
Okay, so 6 months, I will put that in the diary and I will be in touch. And if there's anything in the meantime that I can help you, would you like me to put something in the email in the interim, just so you have an idea of what it is we're offering and how that can help with what you're currently working on?
Sure, you can send something over by email so I can take a look when I have time.
That is absolutely fantastic. Well, I won't take any more of your time now. Thank you very much, Clara, and I shall be in touch by email and we'll put a date in the diary for 6 months' time.
That works for me, Marilyn. Thanks for being clear. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So we end the call, then it's going to say see results. Now, the outcome of that was to get a call in the diary, a date in the diary, which we didn't really do. It was like, oh, 6 months, that's a bit of a way. However, got a little bit of a foot in the door with regards to sending an email at least. And so what it does then, you can choose different scenarios, but we're going with the cold call scenario. So it's looking at a few things: permission based opener. So did you get permission before you started? Relevancy assessment, value proposition, objection handling, and next steps. So you can see the scores here. So you get an overall score, you get the talk ratio, which is literally, everybody laughs at the talk ratio, like, oh my God. And then we've got, and then you have also here a transcript of the call. So if you said something that, even as you're saying, you're thinking, oh, that's pretty good, I like that, it's here. So I can download a copy of that for you. So you've got the little toggles here. So these toggle open and closed. So it's going to give you some feedback. Did the rep, that's you, in this case, me, start the call by asking for permission? Yes, I introduced myself. I asked, do you have a couple of minutes before discussing her offering? This demonstrates she sought the prospect, a bit of a mouthful, sought the prospect's permission before continuing. So that's great. Relevancy assessments, 50% here. So let's see. So did the rep mention the most common challenges their clients face? No. So maybe if I had done that, Clara would have recognized some of that and said, oh, actually, that is exactly what we're going through. So Marilyn mentioned that her service relates to cold call sales training, but did not, oops, that's my alarm saying I need to be somewhere else in 5 minutes. Did not reference the most common challenges her clients face. Instead, she only shared the nature of her offering. So this one, you take it and you flip it on its head and say, right, well, what I'm going to do next time is, because that's 0%. 50%, Marilyn did not share explicit challenges faced by a client, but instead asked about the prospect's priorities, tried to link her service to these. While she did confirm the relevance of the prospect's challenging, managing contract renewals, vendor communication by probing further and tying her solution to those needs, she did not confirm the challenges she shared because she hadn't shared any. Partial agreement is present, but the intent is not fully met. Then we've got did the rep ask about top priorities? So yes, they did. What we got here. Did the rep clearly communicate value proposition? Marilyn communicated the value proposition by stating her system allows the team to practice, have conversations, safe environment, improve clarity, etc. 50%, did the rep explain the benefits and results the prospect can expect? Marilyn explained the system helps staff practice conversations to be clear, like contract renewals, however, only briefly inferred the benefit, better contract renewals without specifying tangible benefits. So again, you would go, right, next time I'm going to be more specific about that. And then acknowledging the objections, 100%. When the prospect raised objections about timing and priorities, I acknowledge the workload. I appreciate you're busy. Did not argue, thereby demonstrating understanding, validation of concern, respectful acknowledgement. When receiving objections from the prospect, did the rep provide clear, concise, confident responses? Marilyn responded to objections about timing and priorities by suggesting a follow-up in 6 months and offered to send an email with more information. While this is an acceptable response, my answers were somewhat generic, did not probe deeper and offer additional solutions. So you get the gist. And then 25% didn't get a meeting in the diary. However, we've got this vague sort of 6 months. So while the prospect agreed to be contacted, there was no specific schedule. So 0%, did the rep get a specific date and time? No, did not. So that's that. And then of course down here we have the transcript, as I said, so you can have a look. So that's really what we are looking at. And what we typically do is we do a first round, we go through the debriefing, and then we do a second round and you apply the feedback, and it is amazing how within minutes people can go from 0% or very low scores in a particular area or areas, and second time round, like 5 or 10 minutes later, they're up to 75 to 100% and feeling a lot more confident about the whole thing. So if you're watching this in real time, I'm going to do a small group workshop on Saturday, and then there's a place where you can pre-book for the next one. And with regards to the next one, what I do with the people who have pre-booked, I'll then be in touch and we'll check and see what date. So this is the page you can head to in order to do the booking. It's marylinDevonish.thrivecart.com/sales-results-practice-lab. So sales results practice lab. There's a video here which again does a bit of a walkthrough of the back office of the scorecard. Our little flight simulator fun. We've got a couple of testimonials here from people who have been through it. So this was someone I took through it yesterday in terms of real time, and they said it works. The second time was a real improvement, no imagination needed to understand how much I could improve if I practice over and over again, which is what Marilyn envisions as part of the bigger package. If you are struggling to articulate what you do, or if you could do with some practice on being caught off guard, this is a good way to practice. That's from Arnica van Genderen. Thank you, Arnica, for taking part. Got a little bit here about some of the things you can expect. We've got the benefits listed there. Another testimonial, this was from the first person I took through it, Andrew. He said, very educational and fantastic, very enjoyable, and that it's well worth it. So that's Andrew Mondia. He is an actor. So yes, you can, this is the page, you scroll down to the bottom or press that button at the top. The prices will change at the moment. I'm in pre-launch, so it's £37 if you wanted to join a group setting, and the groups will be small. I want between 3 and 5 people so that we've got time to do 2 rounds, because if you've got loads of people, it'll take ages to go through everyone. You will be learning, of course, from each other as you go along, and I still want to keep it moving. And it's 67 at the moment if you wanted to do a one-to-one session. And then at the bottom here, this one here, it's a live group session for Saturday the 27th. That's if you're watching it in real time. But outside of that, if this isn't here, if that's not there and there's no date specified, then just use the one at the top for the wait list, and I'll be in touch about when you can book and when the next dates are. Alrighty, well, that is it. So it could be you. So you get your, and the avatars are different. I mean, we can use the same avatar, but they tend to be different every time because each of them has a different, gosh, I would say personality. It's AI, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's it. So I'll put the link also somewhere around this video, but it would be fantabulous to work with you if you want to get into the role play hot seat. It is really brilliant fun and definitely brings clarity to the mind. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist and Futurist from transformationstm.com. Over and out. I will catch you later.